Okay, so let's take a look at this hand area here. I had an idea. Dude. So, okay, and so it allows me to address some other things too. So let's say I need to go into the hand area here, but I know I have this. I know I have these forearm cutters who are standing in the way of that area. So like so, right? I'm just gonna create a group here, and we're just gonna call it forearm cutters. Okay. We have to bring some things out a little bit as we start going through these names and stuff like that. All right. And I like to use Zen sets to create the call out and the color tagging of the group. But for the true locking out and stuff like that, I like to use pseudo. So let's just go. We're just going to create the same one, but we're going to use this one. Pseudos for use for the lockout. I just find it's more easier to keep track of stuff like this. All right, so pseudo is going to lock them out, right? Which allows me, see, I can select through it now, right? If I want, I can still have it appear, and, you know, if I don't want to lose track of what's going on and stuff like that. But we're just going to hide it right now. Hide the Zen set, right? And I like that it's there because it just reminds me in this particular case, because it's a reminder that there are cutters down here and stuff like that, but they don't interfere with my overall process or the continued creation within that area, right? So they're there, but they're not interfering anymore. All right. And I believe I can even, I can just turn it all the way off in Zen sets too. So I just keep it as a reminder to myself that, hey, if I'm thinking, oh, where are these cutters? Then I know that they're hidden and stuff like that. Other cutters, that's fine. They can be up here because they're not interfering. I only try to do it with stuff that interferes. But let's make this, let's make a base for the digits to extend from first off. So we were starting off with this guy, right? And we're just going to wedge them up real quick. And I'm just going to use, not going to make any knuckles yet. Just to start to basically block out that area. We're going to have it's going to be some rotators, but not too complex, right? Not for this stuff. I'm not going to make 5. I'm going to make, let's go with 2, something simple. And we could do like a Robbie the Robot claw or something like that. But we'll just keep it like this. I will put them at an angle, even though when it comes to rigging, and if I rig it in a bone structure thing, I may have all this stuff posed out differently. Let's go to local. Okay. Okay. There we go. Yeah, we can just get a little, not too alien. Well, No, we can make it like an okay, like an alien. The reason why I say alien, whenever I think of three fingers, I think of something alien, but that can actually be kind of cool. So let's just extend him here. Bring him here, right? And it's gonna be like an alien kind of claw. Oh, like D9, three finger D kind of thing. All right. And then we already see, and the reason why I blocked it in, let me see, am I matching my proportions? Pretty much matching my proportions for this guy. Pretty much. The hand's going to be kind of running very small. All right, so let's, and that's why I'm glad I have it, because it always reminds you, hey, you're running too small. Something like that. So let's move this, let's just try to work a little quicker. Let's come on in here. And let's put him, since I just selected him, this guy here, he should go into, let's append him into here, and then assign him into there. All right, so now I can't select him anymore. See, good. All right. Yeah, let's go to world. So let's just get that going on. Just a little bit bulkier, huh? It's not going to do a group select. I don't have it set for my keys. So let's just go with the main base. Let's just bring the base up. Oh, wait a minute. Wrong. Okay, and the claw-ish kind of hands, or phalanges, as they would say. All right, somewhere out there, and it's going to have some thickness, just a little bit, like that. All right, we're gonna have rotated, but this is just the overall. It's gonna be based on like a triangular shape, stuff like that. Now, and it's also going to have a shielding. So before we do that, let's just put some rollers in here real fast. It's just some sphere objects. And we can do, let's do it from the wrist so that way I'll stay parented, right? There you go. And so I'm just going to do it from here. And I'm just going to put them in place here. Start to get them into where it needs to be. Let's go Shift D. Okay. All right. And that starts it off. Now I know my thumb, all this is gonna need to change, but this is as I'm starting to work through the ideas. Okay, how does this thing operate? All right. And let's just go ahead and because technically I want to break this. So let's not work like as a standalone maquette or a solid sculpt type thing. Rarely is it ever like modeling for the static object, just a standalone type of thing. So my thing is, if it's in 3D, it should be able to be animated. Now these are all big and bulky, but I'm gonna leave them just like that. Let's see if it creates some inspiration later on to the overall form. And they're all coming under the wrist rotator, which is awesome. Okay, we'll be able to address that. Rotate here, rotate there. We're not going to have that one more rotator. That's going to be down here, like in a regular human hand. But let's see, because it may look too odd for it not to. All right, so here, I can just do this. Shift D. This is going up slightly awkward or different process here. Start with phalange. And let's just bring down one more of this guy here. And then someone would say, "Oh man, you're creating such a basic looking thing. Why would you even do that? Why would you even use SDF for this?" First off, even at this basic level, you'd be hard pressed to create, if you're, everything visual here will stick with it, was going to be in the geometry. So, well, not that, not this little guy. See this blend here, right? So, and I just locked it out just for what we're doing here. Let me lock this one out too. No, let's not lock him out. Let's bring him down to 0.02. Okay, we can bring them all down to 0.02, but 0.05. No, fill it 0.02. I like it big and bulky though. All right, so we're gonna bring out that base a little bit, because I may use these big welds or sections like that. And I got a crooked finger. There you go. So keep them out there. Let's bring this out. Because this guy, does he have, oh, he doesn't have the corners. He doesn't have, oh, I can affect him through his bevel, right? So we can at least, for him, we can't chamfer his corner, right? But we can at least affect his rounding a little bit like that, right? So it's not so harsh. But we can go in and refine this as always, but the main thing is to get it going out like that. Now we got his big Robbie the Robot joints, but in his fingers look like Robbie the Robot. Let's just be, you don't have to be so off. All right, but for right now, that'll work. And then do I have any more control over him? Oh, he does have a chamfer. Yay. Even though that's not it. Well, it's going to work for what we need. Let's see. Chamfer here. Bevel. All right, we'll do that. 0.26. We'll go 0.20. 0.20, and same thing, it's already on 0.20, right? But we're gonna just add some more geometry. We're gonna just round them out here. What's a robot if it doesn't look dangerous, right? Here, and same thing. Yep. Okay, and he needs a rotator for. There's just these small little things. As we're just even gesturing in. That's all. Whenever I've taught, I always would tell everybody that, hey, the when you're dealing with the hand, it's like a separate character within itself, right? And you can spend a lot, and it's just as complex as the overall form. So it winds up absorbing a lot of time, right? The only reason why he comes in crooked or offline is because I keep moving him without constraining the axis. But I do want a rotator right here. This is not, let's cut off, right? And we need to have a separate piece. We can give him a stubby will work. And Shift D. Okay. All right, start to, just so it falls into logical sense, make some logic there. Let me see, it's probably long, very long actually. Very long thumb area with big rollers. Let's make it stubbier. Big rollers. The reason why I said it is because eventually what I'm going to wind up doing, I think, once we make the outer plating for this and we just get more of the engineered or the logic behind why things are in the hand area, because these rollers are huge. I like that fact, but let's just bring them down. The knuckle ones can stay up. Let's bring this one in. But it's probably the diameter of the thumb is probably going to change a little bit. Let me say that. What I was going to say, so here, what we're going to wind up doing is like Shift D. And let me just move that out, right? This is going to be a cutter. He's going to be a cube. Yeah, just killing it, right? He's only going to affect him, so he's nested under him. Hey, let's go to our area, please. He's nested under him. And the main thing is, so now he's not affecting the roller, and he's going to be at an angle like that. Yeah. And we can then take him off of fillet, round him, really create the round, really soften it up, rotate him up a little bit, right? And you start to have areas like that. Okay, you see how the thumb is turning. Well, the thumb is not turning, it's just rounding. We can go here, like so. Okay, and we can we can do whatever you want to still do with the thumb. Like, this is too big. Okay, I know. It's just, we'll just have to. I probably did. Once again, this needs to change in diameter. And let's just make it a little bit longer. There you go. Something like that. But that roller is just killing it. But let's go back to the box that's here. So now we have that nice little and change his bevel, right, to so we can maintain a digit where it touches. That can be utilized later on in the design. I got the wrong guy. Cylinder. What are you doing, Cylinder? Do I have the... Oh, this... I'm sorry. I'm affecting his own interaction. And then, of course, that's why it's affecting up here. I get it. But what I really want to affect... Okay. And that may be needed just to get... That gives them more of a natural... That's the most natural aspect of the whole entire hand is that. And the same thing can be done for these guys down here. And matter of fact, I'll do that now, just to get it into the realm, because it should have that nice little tactile. Well, I mean tactile. We always think about our fingers, obviously designed to feel things, and so when we start to suggest that in the design of the hand, then it just starts to make more logical sense. Because just even adding that, even though this is big and bulky and all this other stuff, just this little rounding of the thumb is like, I can see that. It looked like Z-spheres too. This is another reason why I love Z-spheres. Oh my gosh, Z-spheres are awesome. And I used to always think, man, this could be an end look for something, right? But anyway, so here comes SDF, but it's not about the Z-sphere thing, but it's about things connecting to each other via blends and fillets and stuff like that. Which is, in other words, like in the real world, when you're machining stuff. So, and that's why I thought SDF was so cool, is because like when you're working in subdivision surfaces, you can create anything. But most of the stuff you create would literally have to be manufactured via mold, right? Because it's so complex. We got all these concave, all this organic-y kind of movements of what's supposed to be a metal surface. And let's go Shift X, Shift D, sorry. And so by itself, if you look at a nice sub D mechanical model or something like that, in general, when you look at it by itself with no material on it, right? You don't get many. You get like, okay, this is a machine of some sort, but you don't necessarily, when you look at the forms, you don't necessarily get the sense of, well, that's obviously made out of, that must be some kind of steel, whatever it is, and blah, blah. And the reason for that is because most of the time when you're working in sub D, you're not thinking about the basic primitive aspects of the shapes, which are, in other words, you're not thinking in those limitations in most cases. You're just thinking about making a hard edge, right? A nice hard bevel or blah, blah, that type of thing. But in the really real world, shapes are limited. Of course, if you have some massive budget where you can create all kinds of beautiful car surfaces, that type of thing, okay, fine. But in most cases, overall shapes have to be assembled by by compound shapes. And there's no way you can tell like a hardcore sub D modeler, can you make stuff in basic shapes, please? They'll look at you like you're crazy. Because like, why would you want to do that? And then it's like, make a basic shape, make all this stuff out of basic shapes, and then blend them all together, please. Because that's exactly what it's going to look like in the final machined product. They look at you like you're nuts. So And then that's why there's other ways to go out. Some people just say, well, I'm just going to polygonally model this or something like that, because they know that working in sub D is that's not what it was designed, or that's not its strength. So matter of fact, I need to delete this on keep primitive scale that way. That's why it keeps on popping up so large. And let's go ahead and bring this guy in here and nest him under here. But that limitation of, that limitation of shapes is what actually begins to mimic the real world. That's how it rolls. And to me, that's what makes SDF so powerful, is because you can actually begin to create within that limitation. And that's what makes it a lot of industrial design so cool, because although industrial design, majority of industrial design is not as fantastical as you would expect, as you would expect in what you can make. But true industrial design has to stay within the parameters of what's able to be manufactured. And they have to exemplify what's in the design, what certain manufacturing processes will result in. Let's soften this up. And he's got a chamfer on him. And he's got a bevel on him. Let's go back to him, take off his chamfer, and, it's fillet, that's what it was. Is it breaking? Is my interface breaking? Although I like that. Hold on. Okay, let's look at this real quick. So that's my, whoa, what's going on here? Okay, let me save, because I've got some weird things happening, or I think I did something. Okay, let's get rid of this is that box. Get rid of the chamfer. We're not using anything like that. Get rid of the fillet. Here you go. And let's just increase to 0.1. There you go. Trying to just move slow here. I was clicking while I was talking and clicking on some wrong crap. I'd rather just do it numerically. I don't use numeric stuff when I'm doing everything else, but SDF works best. I like it in that mode. Bring his fillet back, yeah, and then let's bring his let's go back to the box. Matter of fact, let's look at his box, because I'm off. 0.29 and 0.20. Oh, yeah, I'm having a slight little, it's just a 0.29. There you go. Yeah, I just noticed this once in a while. Every so often I get an issue where the buttons start to fly everywhere. Still hunting it down. Right? So, and that's why we save. And so now we have a nice soft little digit. And just when you add that little softness to it, and then your mind connects the dots. Oh, of course he needs to have one more flexor. But let's see if we can cheat without it. right? Actually, that rotator is so big. So big. Well, let's make now we made him smaller. Let's make this one bigger. Like that. Yeah, I'll go with that. And bring it down just a little bit. Ah, hello. Oh, because we need to select both. Where's he at? Here he is. Oh, I'm moving on local. That's why. Like that. There you go. So at least when, I'm thinking when he flexes, actually this is going to be in the way. Let's just move it forward a little bit. Forward a little bit, please. Thank you. Forward a little bit. Probably going to be longer. It looks cool, stubby and everything like that, but it's probably going to have to be longer. So anyway, so let's do this one more since we're into the hand. Let's just grab him again. Not do nothing else to him. Shift D. Y. Bring him over here. Have him nested. So now after seeing me doing nesting over and over and over again, everybody gets it, right? Bring him up. Go back to this finger. Hello, finger. Can everybody see? Hello, finger. Come off of the fillet. Oh no, he's sorry. Oh no, he has to stay in fillet. But come off the chamfer. There you go. And now we got that rounding out. And I don't mind this little patch here because what I probably will wind up doing is putting like maybe like a little circular grip pad to go to the ends of these guys. So that's a future thought. There you go. But it's just a product of it not being in the cutter. What I call the cutter not being close enough. And we got some distortion, so he's off. There you go. And let's just grab them both again, move them down. So we got just a little bit more length. How he rotates, I have no idea right now. It looks cool to me. but functioning wise, my animator is gonna go like what the it's like, okay, so like how much rotation do you think you're gonna get out of those fingers? And I'm always thinking about that as I'm modeling anything. Is like, okay, so when I rig this, you know, because we're gonna break it up. I'm gonna in other videos. I'll have other videos for this stuff, but when I break it up, you know, that's gonna be fine. But I don't want to have to come back. Well, there probably will have to be some adjustment because there's gonna be some discoveries when it comes to the rigging process. And so now we have this nice little hand. So if we look at it from here, we got the bulbous aspect of the thumb. The thumb's going in the index. So even though it's only 3. They still make some kind of logical sense to what we know exists in the real world. It's only 3, but it has a little bit more of an appeal to it. Natural appeal. Let's bring that thumb up a little bit more. Just a little bit more for that. Okay, just to connect it, not so alien. And then what I want to do, okay, good. So what I want to do now is, this is not, you know, this is just still thought, but I want to have a cover for the hand. And everybody support Conjure, because this thing really needs to get really would be profound to have it a full release candidate and stuff like that. Because once again, this matter of fact, the one I'm in right now is, it just got updated, so this is alpha version 0.23, and this is highly important. All right, so, and I'll for anybody who wants to see, because when I get to, okay, so let's go in. Let's make this. It's a sphere. It's gonna be from the palm. So you see, as long as I select from the palm, it's all gonna stack. So so I'm happy about that. So Shift D, always, that's what I do. Here, let's go ellipsoid thingy. Yeah. And hey, ellipsoid, do your regular thing. Where are you at? All right. Let's go 90. And because this is the hand shielding thing. Now, is it ellipsoid or is it? I'm trying to think in advance, like what shape, without going too long. Because I wanted to bend. I like the ellipsoid shape. This is a hand shielding. It's gonna go in here, but it's not just like a little plate. Well, originally it's a plate. Should I stick to my original, but I want it to be, I really was, maybe this should be cylindrical, but then if I make it cylindrical, it's gonna be too similar to this visually, so I don't want that. And we'll chamfer our cube, because we have new features like chamfer and stuff like that, and I don't realize that, I don't have it memorized yet which objects have some of these new features. So this is just the beginning for the plating of the hand. This has like 2 or 3 layers of it that go into here. But we can start to, let me see, chamfer. There you go. And the chamfer is cracking because we have, let me pull this out. So this guy's already activated, right? Let's tighten them up. Let's get that bevel down, 0.08. There we go. Now we're starting to have, this is where I'm going. Chamfer, it's too tight. Like right around there-ish. Okay. And yeah, and that begins that surface. Let's cut it off. We don't want anything back here. So let's Shift D. Y, X, right. He's a nobody, so he has this. Hello. So that's why it's important to nest, because all kinds of weird stuff happens in the nest. And he is a cutter. No bevel. No chamfer. Well, the bevel doesn't matter as much. I'll leave you alone, bevel. Yeah. No fillet. Just make them hard, a hard cut. Well, let's just round it. Because the hard cut, you know, it doesn't, it's not like, oh, keep it in hard, you know, for those areas that don't need bevel or whatever, you just don't give it anything. It's not like it speeds up stuff. It's not that case, not the case with this. And this is palm, but don't have it properly named yet, but I do want to have him parented to him. So now I can smush him in here, and you see, oh, he wants to affect everybody, right? And we don't want him doing anything like that. Ta-da. But he's still a few hours later. Let's have it where I'm going to nest him under. Let's nest him under somebody that he doesn't have any type of allegiance to whatsoever. And he's still getting. That's because these guys aren't. And let's say for these guys, nest under him because they're affecting him and with their blends. And then he should be nested under him. Who is this extraness? Where's that other piece? Maybe that's what's throwing everything off. Yeah, that is what's throwing everything off. All right, so let's cut it under here. That's the plate. Dude, did I not tell you to who you nested? Oh, you're not nested under anybody. And then he's like, see ya. Yeah, now we're starting to break. Something's breaking. All right. I'll just keep it simple. Keep it simple. Getting too complicated, complex, and nothing's going on. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know why he's gooping on him, doing that. Not sure. All right, I gotta come back to that one. Something like that. Where's this palm? Palm's nested. Palm's at 0.08. This guy. Unnest. No. Nope. Maybe nest him to something really far out. All right. I'm gonna have to come back and figure out why does he keep doing this? Who's creating that effect? All right, but right now we're just gonna. I think it's gonna like because he's supposed to be on top of it. Because look, I'm this is supposed to be like the arm plate, the hand plate, palm plate. So I have it all over here. Like, hey, why is it doing this? And I'm staring at this, getting intrigued by this effect. When all, you know, well, in all actuality, the plate goes here. Because watching SDF, you know, it's hypnotizing sometimes because it's doing such cool things. You know, like what in the world? But it's not, it doesn't have all these fillets and stuff like that. Even though it's being created, I see, without my authorization. Turn them off. Why is solidify on? That shouldn't be on. Hello. I think it's glitching. All right, so I'm about to wrap this up. Yeah, I have no idea why he's blending like that. And I do know why he is that. I do know why he is that. Okay. Because I have no control over it. Over that blend. So which means it's these guys doing it. So I have to come back to that. All right. Somebody in here is doing it. Is creating that. And so let's just make it smaller because the plate's not supposed to be that big anyway. And I think the palm needs to be probably larger because I see I'm running into areas here. All right. And let's make the plate a little smaller. But it's not supposed to be smushing. Oh, because I get it. But these guys should be here, there, nest. Oh, they're not nested. Nest. Yeah, okay, I have to come back to it. Because the order's not set up right. So it's freaking out. Somewhere, somehow, it will work. All right. But for right now, I'm going to keep it off like that. Something like that. And let's corner bevel. .85. There you go. All right. Yep. Like that. So it's going to be like a plate that's going to go here. And why? Oh, do I have a corner bevel? I don't have a corner bevel for him, right? No, of course I don't. Hold on. It's not the right guy though. Here you go. I just don't like this little bulge here. So what are you doing? Ah, I like that though. I like that. Okay. All right, and then we'll deal with that. All right. Not satisfied with this. Something. It needs to be spherical. Really feel like it needs to be spherical. Trying to think of a shape. That's so cool because my little cutter stayed with him. Good job, cutter. And delete them. Yeah, let's go with this one. And would that give me the round? Yeah, this is exactly the round that I want. Just like that. Matter of fact, I'm not going to do anything else. I like it exactly where I just shoved it. So just like that. Not in right there. Let me see what it looks like. And then it's going to be hollow. Okay, I got it. And then it's going to be hollow. So let's go Shift D. And cutter. And nest. Oh, wait a minute. Back. Cutter. Nest. And not like that. Cube. Oops, wrong. Here. Cube. Yup. Size. Yeah, come on. Come on with it. Too wide. Okay. Turn off chamfer. There you go. Something like that. And then we need here, Shift D, oh, Shift D, same guy, Y, X, out, have them cut all the way across. There you go. Like that. So that's my plate. Both of these, let's keep an eye on it. And this is palm. So both of these go underneath palm. Good. Save. Go back to palm. Push palm in place. Palm is like, yeah. Okay. That begins it. Go wider. That's okay. I'll figure out who's why, you know, who's who and elbow. Who's elbow? Because all this guy is under elbow. That's the. All right. But that's what I want. I want that. And then let's take this, move it back out of harm's way. It's supposed to be moved back anyway. But there's just a nesting thing going on here that I need to track, but I'm not going to track it on vid. I want to say he is, let's say he is nested underneath him. Trying to avoid this. Somebody trying to avoid the nest. Oh, and it's also because somebody in here. I don't want to do it on vid. Is it him who's picking that up? Who's picking it up? No. So it's not him. Who is it? It's not the sphere. No. Yeah, it is the sphere. Okay. Who are you? Oh, he's not nested under anybody. He's not nested under anybody. And of course, he's gonna disappear on me. All right, there's just a nest. All right, all right. At least you saw me try and track this down and finally finding out that, oh, it's because this guy, let me nest him to something that is totally irrelevant. I still can't get it. That just lessens the issue. All right, I gotta track it down, or find a way to get him nested properly because he's affecting the area. But we're just gonna bring this out a little bit just so we're not. All right, there you go. Okay, and that's actually too big. Where's the inner one? It's too big. Like that. All right, there you go. There you go. And where's the inner one again? Okay. Like that. There you go. All right. It's like a shielding light, just like that. All right. I just got to come figure out the who's causing those blends. And let's get that thumb under a little bit more control. There you go. All right. All right, that'll work. Let's save that. Because we can always go, like, all this stuff, we're gonna come in and cut onto it just a little bit. And is bridging. Let me just throw a cylinder in here. Another cylinder, Shift D. We're on a roll today, I tell you. Because there needs to be some kind of juncture that happens here. Not like that means, well, it's just so much. This is not a cylinder. This is a, what is this? Elongated cylinder. Why are you an elongated cylinder? Because that's probably an elongated cylinder right there. No, it's not going to be a roller. Needs to be. It's going to wind up being. Because watch, all we got to do is cut it. And then all of a sudden we're talking about something different. It needs to be a section like this where, because that bulge, yeah, everybody's like, oh, it looks like a bicep. And it's what it is we just want to work in something that's more, something that is human-like, just for the suggestion, but we want to break it, right? So I'm just going to throw this in real fast. And then Shift D again. I'm going to let me take him out. Put him back to here. Come on, become a solid. There you go. And let's just go ahead and right? So you wind up having, you know, all kinds of compound, like this is some kind of compound roller kind of scenario. Make it a little bit higher. There you go. So it doesn't have to be, but then the piston would be down here somewhere, so I can make the roller out bigger. All right. Yeah. Somehow, even though these guys are supposed to be lined up, and they're not lined up right now. And the reason why they're not lined up because our arm is down, and I need to figure out which one I want to do. Do I want to move up everybody? Let's move up everybody. Let's save real quick. I just want to move. Let's just get them into here. So that would be from the elbow rotator, yes, all the way to this guy and this guy. Let's move them up. But these guys are a part of the hierarchy that we don't need to be moving. Hello, come on, can we deselect, please? So let's see, one more. Boom. Elbow rotator. Yeah. I don't want to move him. Oh, the forearm is supposed to be locked. All right, we'll leave that alone. I'm okay with doing that. Why? Because that means all I need to do is move this one guy down. Make him a little bit bigger in diameter, please. Hey, why is it? See, I have no idea why he's an elongated cylinder. He should be a cylinder. And we'll come back and adjust the blends. Somebody's in here. And do we even need him anymore? We'll just add it. We actually don't even really need him, but I'll just add him in here as some kind of additional support that I'll address later. Not too much stuff is addressed later, but I want there to be support on both sides for rotation. This is gonna have to be cut. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's cool. And wow, that is, let me just do this nitpicking now. Not so exaggerated. There you go. And okay, we'll leave it alone. We'll leave it alone as we move our way through.